The word that you can use for the whole year will be management. It's not pure Formula One, like Formula E on steroids.
Listen, guys, many people are saying if Max leaves F1, they stop watching F1 altogether.
Then also I stop racing and then we all together.
And hold on, before you close this video, let me show you something that will completely change how you feel right now.
We haven't really done that much yet, right? So
Because the Orange Army is hurting. The rumors are flying, the frustration is real, and honestly, the situation looks darker than it ever has. But what if the man himself is not giving up?
you have to believe that you are always the best, right?
What if Max is actually fighting harder than anyone realizes? Stay with me, because this changes everything. Let's break it down. But if you want more updates and news on Max, then hit that like button and subscribe for more breakdowns. The pain is real. Okay, so let's be honest with each other first. 3 races into 2026, Max is sitting 9th in the standings with only 12 points. The Red Bull RB22 is struggling badly, and at Suzuka, the track Max absolutely loves, he got knocked out in Q2 and couldn't even get past an Alpine. An Alpine, guys! And it's not just the results that hurt, it's the words coming from Max himself. He said he feels completely drained emotionally driving this car. He called the new F1 rules anti-driving and compared it to Formula E on steroids. And honestly, when you hear those words from someone who has won 4 world championships and driven some of the greatest laps in F1 history, it genuinely breaks your heart a little. When the most passionate driver on the grid starts talking like this, you feel it in your chest. He is not here for the money. But here's where everything starts to shift, because one of you dropped a comment that absolutely stopped me in my tracks. You said, Max is the only one speaking up because he is not there for the money, but for the racing. And guys, Max literally confirmed this himself. He said, and I am quoting him directly here, "You can look at it and make a lot of money, great, but at the end of the day, it's not about money anymore, because this has always been my passion." Think about what that actually means. This man has 4 world titles, more money than he could ever spend, and 0 left to prove to anyone on this planet. He could sit back, collect his paycheck, and stay quiet. But he is not doing that. He is standing in front of the cameras, telling the truth, taking the heat, because he loves this sport too much to watch it become something unrecognizable. While other drivers are staying silent and just going along with whatever the rules say, Max is the only one brave enough to stand up and say this is wrong. That is not a man who is giving up. That is a man who is fighting. He is building his own empire. Now, let me show you the second thing that gave me real hope, because this one is massive. While everyone is panicking about Max leaving F1, Max is quietly building something incredible on the side. He has officially confirmed his entry for the 2026 Nürburgring 24 Hours, racing his own Mercedes-AMG GT3 car under the Verstappen Racing banner. He said this race has been on his bucket list for a long time. And it gets even bigger than that, because Max has also said he dreams of racing at Le Mans one day, ideally alongside Fernando Alonso. Guys, this is not a man who is tired of racing. This is a man who loves racing so much that one series is simply not enough for him. He is not running away from motorsport, he is expanding his kingdom. The lion is not retiring, he is just getting started on a bigger stage. He is proud of his Red Bull family. And here is the third angle, the one that hit me the hardest, honestly. Even in the middle of all this frustration, even while criticizing the regulations publicly, Max said something that showed exactly who he is. He said, "I'm very negative about the rules, but I do feel really proud of the team and the engine side." Think about that for a second. Red Bull built their very first in-house power unit from scratch, partnering with Ford, which is honestly one of the craziest challenges any team has taken on in modern F1. And even when the results are painful, even when the car is struggling, Max is still standing behind his team with pride. He is not pointing fingers at his engineers or blaming the people around him. He is carrying this weight with them, as a team, as a family. Because for him, this is not just a job. This is his family. Loyalty that hits different. Speaking of family, let me tell you about something that happened just recently that shows exactly the kind of person Max Verstappen is. His race engineer, GP, Gianpiero Lambiase, the voice on his radio since 2016, the man who has been by his side through all 4 championships, announced he is leaving Red Bull for McLaren in 2028. Now, most drivers would be upset, maybe even use that as an excuse to walk away themselves. But Max? Max personally told GP to grab this opportunity with both hands. He gave him his full blessing without hesitation. And his father, Joss, also confirmed they had known about this for a while, and they fully supported the decision together as a family. That right there is not the behavior of someone who is bitter or selfish. That is a man with real character, real class, and real loyalty to the people he loves. The battle is being won. FIA and Domenicali update. Now here's the part that should genuinely excite every single one of you. Because Max is not just complaining in front of cameras, he is actually sitting in meetings and fighting for change from inside the room. On April 13th, Max joined an online meeting with the FIA, FOM, and fellow drivers including George Russell to discuss fixing these 2026 regulations. And that meeting was officially described as positive and productive. Even more exciting, F1 CEO Stefano Domenicali came out publicly and said the dialogue with drivers is bearing fruit and that real changes are coming as early as the Miami Grand Prix. Bigger changes are already being discussed for 2027. Guys, Max's voice is being heard. He is not screaming into the void, he is actually moving the needle. This is what a true leader does. What happens next? So, let's bring it all together. Max is 9th in the standings right now, yes. The car is struggling, yes. And GP is leaving in 2028, yes. But here is what we also know. Max is not there for the money. Max is building his own racing empire with Verstappen Racing. Max is proud of his Red Bull family, even through the pain. Max gave his closest colleague his blessing because that is the kind of man he is. And Max is sitting in meetings fighting to make F1 worth watching again for all of us. The Orange Army does not support Max because he always wins. We support him because he never gives up. Now, I want to know your honest opinion down in the comments. If Max one day left F1 to build his own GT or Le Mans team, would you follow him there? And one more thing, with Miami coming up and regulation changes confirmed, do you think this is the moment everything turns around for Max and Red Bull? Drop your answer below because I genuinely want to know what the Orange Army thinks.